Greetings, it is I, ShepherdShang, bringing to you once more the probably final episode of the Guide to Avaritia. Now, I am actually almost proud of myself, because it turns out I only missed a couple of things in the guide. And you can see them behind me, but let's talk about something else first. First off, some of my commenters made an interesting point. Basically, everything I've shown you in this guide, and in the guide for Minecraft, for Abyssalcraft as well, I suppose, is basically just the mod as is. If you go down in the comment or the description, and you click on those links to where you can get the mod, and download the mod, then put the mod in your mods folder, this is the stuff you will find. You can use there are built-in command prompts for Avaritia that can let you modify things. You can create your own recipes. That's something Mindtweaker does as well, I believe. And in mod packs, there will be custom recipes sometimes. I'm not covering any of that stuff, partly because I don't really know how to do it myself, and partly because this is literally I'm covering just the mod itself. All of that other stuff, those are unique stuff that people have done. Yeah, you can probably find information on that somewhere. I personally don't know where. But yeah, like I said, I'm covering just the stuff that you'll find through the mod, through the handful of add-ons. I say handful of add-ons. I only know one add-on. Okay, so with that all said, time to look at the couple of things I missed. And I'm almost proud of myself because of how simple it would have been to find them. So this is the dire crafting table, where you get the extreme crafting grid, and I have not enough items. And not enough items allows you to see recipes for the stuff here with the, what do you call it, GUI stuff? I don't know. So, click on this. Extreme crafting. 50 recipes. Yeah, if I just gone here, let me get rid of this real quick. If I just gone here, I would have been able to find them pretty easily. Well, so much that's egg on my face, huh? And just check, to show you shapeless crafting. Otherwise, you can put this stuff in just pretty much anywhere. Still, any order, it should still work. Only 3 of those. Then they're just the normal stuff. So, 50 pages. Let's see. Here's one. That looks pretty interesting. And this is for, you can't really tell, but that is this item here. Thermal Expansion Creative Energy Cell. Let's just bring this up. There we go. The Creative Energy Cell for Thermal Expansion. Basically, it's something you can only get in Creative. But of course, Avaritia being what it is, it gives you a recipe so you can get one. At extreme expense, as it uses a whole bunch of infinity ingots, bunch of Indirium, I think that's 20 Indirium blocks, a block of an infinity block, which again is just 9 more infinity ingots, and a whole bunch of redstone singularities, which, if you will recall, because this is using lots of mods, requires 17,200 blocks of redstone each. Yeah, it's expensive. Do you want to get it? I don't know, make up your own mind. I personally wouldn't, simply because for that kind of expense, it really doesn't matter, even if it is an infinite energy source. Now, another recipe. You can see the block right there, and that is this one here. This is also called a creative energy cell, but it is from Applied Energistics too. So, what's the recipe for this one? Oh, that's interesting. Look, it's got more infinity ingots, dense energy cells, that's 4 times 9, 36 of those, and engineering processors. By comparison, much easier to get, because that's just some diamond, redstone, and sand, basically. But yeah, Okay, so what does the creative energy cell do? Well, basically, Applied Energistics 2 uses its own sort of energy system. It actually has an item in it that lets you use it with other energy systems. So basically the dense energy cells here would normally be the big storage units for the Applied Energistics energy. But instead, the creative energy cell just gives you an infinite source for it. And of course, do you want to get this when you can literally get a much cheaper item that just lets you use power sources from other mods? Again, use your own, make your own choices. You know, that actually looks rather menacing, doesn't it? Kind of creepy too. So what are they? Well, these little guys here, these are the tiny potatoes from Botania. And they are just sort of cute little things that sort of bounce when you click on them. Hearts! They're basically little pets, sort of. They don't really do anything. It's a tiny potato. It has... I don't remember the description. It believes in you. Or something like that. But this rather, kind of menacing looking guy back here is the Infinitato. Yeah, that's an amusing name. Now, let's look at his recipe. I had trouble finding this guy because I can't get him through normal, couldn't find him through the normal creative inventory. So, oh look, it's a smiley face, made out of diamonds, and an infinitely catalyst nose. So what are these? These are tiny potatoes. Now, how many tiny potatoes is that? Well, just give me a moment to do the math. Okay, so I believe it is 73 tiny potatoes? Yeah, they are, you're gonna need lots of potatoes. Let's see what their recipe is real quick. Now you just throw a potato into a monopool, and you get tiny potatoes. So yeah, 73 potatoes. So, if these guys just sort of give you hearts, what does this, kind of creepy looking dude here do? You notice the, his lighting effect sort of thing, it just sort of cuts off there. That's just texture stuff. And there's an annoying Thaumcraft effect. Okay, so back to the weird lighting effect. Of course, as you get further away from it, it just sort of looks like there's a darkness around it. As you get closer, you notice that that happens. When you're right next to it, it's just sort of dark everywhere. But then it disappears from your screen and just the lighting effect goes away. Yeah, that's just texture stuff. So, like I said, click on these guys. They do nothing other than be sort of vaguely cute, give you a heart. What does this guy do? Click. Oh my. That's interesting. Well, aside from the fact that he gives hearts too, and when he dances, you know, so it creates almost an explosion effect. But you notice that I suddenly have a whole bunch of buffs. Yeah, let's see if I can see all of them. I can. Night Vision, Speed, Haste 2, Strength 2, Absorption, Saturation, Jump Boost, Regeneration 2, Resistance 2. Warp Ward is because of this stuff. It had nothing to do with that. Thaumcraft junk. Fire Resistance and Water Breathing. Now it's gone down a bit, so let's click on him again and see if it will go back. Regenerate. Yep, 3 minutes. Probably of each. Again, it's sort of hard to tell there because there are just so many of them. So, in comparison to these other two items I missed, this guy would probably be worth making if you're using Botania and Avaritia in the same world, because it's relatively inexpensive to make compared to stuff like that, because it's just one Infinity Catalyst and 73 potatoes and 7 diamonds, I would think it was. And basically every time you right click on it, it gives you a whole bunch of buffs for 3 straight minutes. That's pretty good. Now, Uh, let's just check real quick. I do not have a pickaxe with me. Alright, so, let's check. Iron pickaxe, and let's see. Yep, you can get him up with an iron pickaxe. I wasn't completely sure. Bunch of hearts. Yeah. Okay, so that's quite a bit of stuff buffs, huh? So that was literally everything I could find that I missed through the mod by itself without any special modifications. Just those 3 items is what I missed. So, I am ShepherdShang, and this was most likely the final episode of the Guide to Avaritia. The stuff I missed. Goodbye.